everything ain't right.
Oh. That way everybody can get the flow.
Oh.
And this y'all time to ask any question. The floor is open for you to ask anything. You need to know. The best place to get to know.
Right on.
Super 62 we'll be going to. And Great Elder, would you bring us to that light?
I'll be more than glad.
Got our signals fine.
Super 62. Day of judgment. In parentheses. Y'all are deemed an ancient word, but they are good. It's amazing why you don't hear the ordained because the Englishman has made a little switcheroo. You got you doing everything, everybody doing it the English way. So that's where everybody at now. So it's two languages that they teach over here, since Hispanic. And if it ain't that, forget it.
So we want to go directly to number 43.
43.
So y'all can just look on the screen. The same thing on my screen is on the big screen.
Okay.
Number 43, and that's where we'll begin.
Three, 43. Ask the question. Did you respect knowledge? Or did you worship ignorance?
Now, isn't that a beautiful question? This is what we all got to answer to.
Yeah, that's right.
This is what we all got to answer to.
Mm-hmm.
You need everybody. Great Elder kicked us off.
Yeah. Because people don't have respect for knowledge. That's why they don't even care to study. That's a sign of respect. And also it says, or did you worship ignorance? In our daily lives, Monday through Sunday, this is what's going on. Ignorance is being displayed all over the world. And this is the problem we have when it comes back to Holy Soul. "44. Did you live in honor of your family and your community?" See how important family is? And what's supposed to be there? Honor. When your parents tell you something or your grandparents tell you to do something, you take it. You don't let it go in one ear and let out the other. You listen to what they tell you. Why? Because they trying to tell you something for your own good, because you're too young to know. And it takes time to know. So this is why we must honor your family and your community. And we look around today, the community is in a mess. No honor, no respect. Children talk to the parents in that kind of way. It's just a sad situation. And when we have disrespect, it brings shame on the community. 45 says, or did you live life like the moneylenders and traders who consume all and contribute none?
Okay, you bring it a pause right there after you make your comments on that one.
Okay. He asked the question. Did you live like the money lenders? That's some big boys on Capitol Hill on Wall Street, the money lenders and the traders. See, they have no respect for the creator. And they want you to live just like them and have focus on nothing but money, honey. Going to work, making money. Don't worry about your soul. Don't worry about your spirit. Just go get the money, honey. It's bad. Real bad. Let's put our law first. That's what the scripture says. The first, the beginning. I can get a phone.
This is beautiful right here. Because this is what we all got to answer to as individuals. We got to know certain things in this lifespan. And if you don't know them, then your creator gonna say you worship ignorance. So we want to make sure that we know the difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna bring in some documentation so we can all see it. This is an important question. Who made you? Do y'all know? We'll swing that round. Do y'all know?
Yeah. That's a good question.
We got one answer. And we get another answer from another voice.
Yeah, there's many bosses. Now is the time to skip. Now is the time to speak now, like you've been speaking all yesterday. One said God and one said Allah. Okay.
Okay, well, who we think? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's read what's on the screen.
Okay.
Who can read this on the screen for?
I got to get a little. Can one of y'all read that? I understand. I can't hardly see it in the blue book when it.
That's just where we start.
Yeah.
We started Noble Drew Ali.
Start where?
Master Mason.
I'll read it.
Okay.
Noble Drew Ali first teach the Moorish children. Question. Who made you? A. Answer. Allah. This clearly shows Drew Ali returned true wisdom to his Moorish blood because here the very first thing a Muslim child is taught just happened to be the last thing a full-grown Master Mason learned. That is, Allah is the great God, that He and man are one. In fact, as with ancient African custom, Allah the greatest.
Is that hard to understand? Okay, hold on. See, if you don't know this word on the screen, can we say the doctrine of indoctrination?
The doctrine of indoctrination.
Yes, this is very important
Mm-hmm.
to know. The doctrine of indoctrination. We're going to learn this together. We're going to learn the doctrine of indoctrination. If we don't have knowledge of Allah, we're going to have the doctrine of indoctrination. If you have not been taught Allah in your school, then you have been taught the doctrine of indoctrination.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And that's some helping guidance.
Yep.
For those who come before us. Because if we don't know this, then this is how we get indoctrinated.
So everybody has ideas.
And that's what we're finna go over next. Because this is what's key to understanding what has happened to anybody up to this point right now. No. Oh, okay. It's right what? Yeah, the blue. Not all of it, but what stands out in your mind.
Yeah, especially the part where a person or a group.
Yeah, because we're going to read it out loud.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. See, because this is why it's important. The doctrine of indoctrination to the ideal.
That's the key right there.
So when we say ideal, does that relate to your flesh or does that relate to your mind? Mind. I got the correct answer.
Go ahead, Ladder.
If somebody said idea, what does that mean? Your body and your
Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna learn, man.
That's right.
It's a gift. It's a gift.
It's something, but yeah.
It's a gift. From Allah, arm, leg, arm, head.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You see, you couldn't even, if you didn't have your hands, see, you couldn't even write. If you didn't have your feet, you couldn't even walk.
Mm-hmm.
See how precious it is.
Right.
Everything.
Yes. That's how we learn the difference. But see, that's ours. This is what happened to us.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what happened to y'all.
That's right.
So I'm going to bring another concept up after this, and then it should come together. But first, we need to understand how these words come about.
Mm-hmm.
It refers to the idea that a person or a group, we know a group is a many people together, okay, can be systematically taught to accept a set of beliefs without critically evaluating.
Beautiful.
This is very key here.
Mm-hmm.
Someone can teach you a set of beliefs that we don't even evaluate. Often through repetitive instruction. Now, can someone give us an example of a repetitive instruction that was done to them that they understand?
Yeah. Well, I'll give you one. Just like they said Columbus discovered America. And then they go out and they want to repeat this Repetitive is repeating the same old thing. So when they say Christopher Columbus discovered America, and now they're going to institutionalize and write this down, this idea and proof, the concept, and then put it in a document, black and white on paper. This where the wrongdoing come in because it's not of your ancestors' idea, but somebody else's idea. So we got to be careful with that doctrine because I don't mean no harm when I say that, but the school is the biggest in doctrine. Because everybody sent their child to that school, and that's what's waiting on them. And when they go in that door, they're gonna learn about learn about Christopher Columbus. You're gonna learn how to pledge allegiance to a flag. And they're gonna have you singing the Star Spangled Banner, and you're gonna be doing all that with keep falling off. Don't y'all see all that?
Mm-hmm. So we know in school is a repetitive instruction.
That's right.
Did they tell you some things in school, or did you have to go to school every day? School every day. Let's show that's repetitive. So we need to understand when we went to school every day, they was teaching something. That's
right.
called taught.
That's right.
Your mind was taught something.
That's right.
And now we understand that it was taught a set of beliefs. So beliefs, they go inside your mind, or do they attach the body?
Yeah,
that's
it
right.
goes in your mind because you're hearing it.
That's right. That's right. So now if it goes to the mind, now guess what? You can think about it. So if someone wants to get into your head, you know how you play sports. They're gonna let them get in your head.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about. See, they can say something.
Yeah.
And anybody who can say something, it goes inside of your mind. And if someone keep repeating it, it'll start suppressing your viewpoint. Someone say, man, you ain't good. You can't dribble to the left. You can't dribble to the left. You can't dribble to the left. You can't throw it to the ground. You can't grapple. And if you believe that, what happens? Start thinking it. And then what your body gonna do? Your body gonna follow your mind.
Mm-hmm. And another one quick thing is repetitive that remember they used to use the slang nigga this, nigga that. If you call us nigga, we ain't niggas. But now everybody, and I've been hearing y'all saying it, everybody now using the word, oh nigga this, nigga that. You see what's going on here? Why they won't call you a super? Oh, don't know. This thing is deep. We got a serious problem.
So now, it has applied to all of our families by way of the doctrine. Have y'all heard of this? The doctrine of the Trinity. Okay. Well,
that's a good one.
this is why we brought in the indoctrination, doctrine of indoctrination, because this is the main one that we need to understand. Because as you get older and as you're younger, this is why you go through elementary school, middle school. It's why you're a freshman, a sophomore, and a senior. These things right here is the levels that have been indoctrination. Now, a bit of this Trinity. Now, the doctrine of the Trinity is well known to older people. Maybe not so quite known to younger people. But the younger people have heard, because they've been around older people. So they have heard these things. So now we're going to get into the things you may have heard. The doctrine of the Trinity. This is a Christian belief that God is one being that exists in three distinct persons. And you hear it as the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Because we have, where does these things come from? The divine creator? Are these just doctrines of men? Now on our last that we brought in, we was made. Did we catch the bloodline? You know, that's called your bloodline. That's called your DNA. That means you had a father and a mother. So if you had a father and a mother, this is what comes with understanding your blood. Your father have a bloodline. You a combination of both. So we have to understand it. So when we're talking about understanding the wisdom of who you are, I would like to hear from y'all. Have they told y'all as indoctrination to who y'all are?
Yeah.
What in school? What have they told y'all who y'all?
Did they say where y'all meet from? Did they say where y'all Black America? Did they say are you African American? And by the way, if you were African American, you were born in America. What's going on? But anyway, no answer his question. What they teaching in school? What they say y'all? I did what the teacher said.
For indoctrination, because that's called indoctrinating. They want you to believe something they tell you, so you can get a passing grade. See, but this is what is called lies. So when someone's trying to deceive you, they need you just to believe it without evaluating. This is why we have text for us that we don't get in school that tells us who we are. So now we're going to go to what does our Creator tells us about the Trinity. It's a yellow highlighted part. Let's just read that so we can get an understanding of this Trinity from our bloodline perspective. In the yellow, it says, but man himself. Man himself is not the body, the soul. How many things have been named? The body and the soul, too. When we say Trinity, how many numbers is that? Three. So when we're saying that man is a constitution of three things, woman is a constitution of three things. Mhm. This is how we are instructed. That's what so now the Trinity is from pagan influences, which are associated with Babylonia, Egypt, Greece, and Rome.
Okay. Person or a group, that's them. And some of the pagan holidays that y'all aware of, they call it Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter. These are pagan
That's called
holidays, whether
pagan
y'all know or not.
influences. Yeah.
Pagan influence.
You start hearing this word God being used a lot. Mhm. You see,
Maybe that's a coincidence.
that's what we mean.
I believe I missed that.
So that means it's an indoctrination.
Look at this.
Like Christian itself.
Look at this.
Pagan, PAGA.
Yeah. PhD. All these pagan holidays, and don't you see all our people still celebrating it, still going on with it?
That ain't called. That is a pagan holiday. If they would teach it like that, more people would not do those.
That's right.
They don't teach that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All this is called indoctrination. Evaluating these set of beliefs, we become indoctrinated. Oh yeah, Egypt's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
See, for us, we have our cover that comes from our blood.
Mm-hmm. So, mm-hmm.
So when we say self, that's spirit.
Mm-hmm.
When we say mind, when we say flesh, that's body. See, and that's the part, and that's the part of law God created in all of us.
That's right.
To get to know. It's what made our body, spirit, soul, and the body. Body follow your mind. Your mind should follow your spirit. You got three. You got to remember. Mhm. Describe our relation to our Creator. Three ways: flesh, soul, and the spirit. So the only thing you see right is flesh. When you look down, you see flesh. You can't see soul. But when you're talking inside, when your mouth ain't talking, but you're talking inside, that's your mind. That's your soul. So when we're talking should go to the spirit, which is not the body. So when you say I'm hungry, it's I, the spirit, the soul, body. Spirit. Can the spirit be hungry?
No. It's just,
So in order to feed your body, so now to feed your body. Is it the spirit, the soul, or the body? Feed the body. So if you're thinking about earth, you done made the soul come into the body. That you don't supposed to do that. Not in our culture. That's why we call it great fast. But they changed it to breast. That's the key. When we wake up. You know how we was all just asleep. That's spirit. When you wake up, before you have your first thought, it's blank. See, that's spirit. As soon as you think, now you got something in your mind. Now you're like, oh, I'm hungry. But no, you should say, my body is hungry. my mind is thinking about food. So my body is going to follow my mind. So you'll see me getting some food or something to drink. Body, soul, spirit. So sleep, awake, dream. This is what y'all experience. So when you wake up, this is what you're waking up into. The body, the soul, or the spirit. It's through the covenant. So have a covenant. We look alike. So we have a covenant that we all have to honor. And to honor your body, your soul, and your spirit is a part of our covenant that the great God gave us. So we call all of this beautiful thing, we call I self law. Did we say you? Or did we say I? So when every time you say I, what is that referring to? Yourself. I don't want to do this. I'm not playing back. I heard you say I don't want to smoke. You see what that did? It creates a reality. So if you understand that with your mind, you can create reality where you don't have a smoke. So anything you want in life is the same, but you got to know how your spirit, your soul, and your body work. Then the better you get at it, this is you getting close.
Yep.
Yeah, do all this to memorize.
See, and this is what that you can see, hear, taste. You got to taste food though. See, this is connected. You gotta use all these senses. See, they he gave us such a beautiful all in the all in head to head. We need to be able to see and hear and feel and touch. You know, I mean, big, man. That's why you were saying you was hungry. So, you gotta look up and see trigger something. Now I need. I don't know how they look up hungry. And see, and then we gotta be in control of these senses, like seeing, hearing, and touching, and tasting, and you gotta be in control of that. Full control. Not being on the wrong way.
So we pronounce it Absalom. Sometimes you might hear others pronounce it as Islam.
I be reading about Islam.
It has a different name than y'all. Them names will stand out. You can hear.
See, this is what we were saying that about your blood. Father have a bloodline, and your mother have a bloodline. It's your father's side of bloodline. So you learning what your father's side learn, you know. So we're gonna get to learning what that is. You got all of that. So this is what we need to understand. Yeah. Let's see. Number 12. This is how we put use. We learn ourselves by learning about our creator. The same way the creator creates is the same way self creates. So when we say a law that's showing you how self creates. So if you never know what to do, all you do is go back to your instruction. Your instruction teaches you how a law, and then you. So we can learn how 12. Yeah. It is by thinking and sacred act of manifesting that Allah God brought into being all we see and hear. So this is how we all get here. You know. Yes. Who thought about you? There we go. That's how you get a body. Anything that you see here was brought into how you was brought into being yourself by the great God thinking. So did we catch that by thinking?
I think.
Mm-hmm. This thing is clear, should be.
Yeah. And we always constantly are thinking about something. Might be your health in your chart. Or it might be something that you're gonna be thinking about something. Or you're thinking about your friends, or you're thinking about somebody, something you want to.
Now, this is the cool thing. Between indoctrination and thinking. Indoctrination.
Just go back and think about it. Yeah, there you go. And go back to the doctrine. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember what ideal is.
That's how we do it in real time. It's taught to itself. If someone telling you something, this is very key. This how we got hijacked. Okay, you have a love to. The difference between thinking and indoctrination.
I know, but I'm with you on that.
What's the difference? No, that's the key. Did you think of these beliefs? Or did someone think for you?
I'm getting somewhere.
Oh, it's not, you didn't think of it. That's some deep stuff. You didn't think of it. You think of it. This is how we was created. Look how powerful this is to give this away. If you didn't think about it, if you didn't think of it, it's indoctrination. And this is the world's most dangerous state to ever be in. Because you're not thinking for yourself. Something else is doing it for you, using your mind. You know how y'all say, don't use me, bro. That's what we're talking about. Don't try to get me to do what you doing. See, and this is what's key. Other nations, other people that don't look like you, gonna be always trying to teach you, tell you to read, get this application.
I'd just like to say, look at indoctrination and idealism. It's just like you hear all the time about their forefathers. The Constitution. That's an ideal and a concept for everybody else to follow that's born in this country called USA. So now the trap been set. Whether you know it or not, that's a trap. The United States of America upholds this Constitution. Swear in. Everybody that follows. That's a trap. So they wasn't your forefathers, no. That was theirs. And we talking about what's going on today. And so now they got us under this and want us to go by it. And we don't think for ourselves. We look at today, we probably got to do the God and they do the thing for us. And they pass some bill, what they call legislature, and go under that. And that's another word too. That's another word for indoctrination, legislature. And when they wind through and they get through spinning it around, it become a bill. And then they pass it. And then everybody got to abide by it. How you
So y'all can see it for yourself. Y'all read this in the 24th. They start right here.
We should be good at that.
Mm-hmm. And now we making it should make sense for your understanding.
Yeah.
Right. The soul, the body. Do it say God is a body? Do it say God is a soul?
See it. Uh-oh. And in order to worship Allah, it says in spirit and in truth.
Let's see that.
This is what we're trying to get over to you all, is the truth. And get your spirit correct. Your thoughts on that.
Everything is here if you understand it. Once we understand KOS,
Mm-hmm.
this is knowledge of self. This is the first thing to know. I know what you fast. Did y'all get it? So now, what is man? Since y'all wrote that, we know what God using your thinking.
Yeah, thinking.
There is stuff that is not the body or the soul. It is they hear.
You see any relation?
And some more so
What's the relation between man? Spirit.
Right on. Right on.
Doing a great
Right
job. Spirit.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'd be like a relationship. See, you don't want to lose that connection. See, that's all you got. If you turn from Allah and turn to the flesh of people with other names, who you call your friend, somewhere down the road they're gonna disappoint you, or you gonna fail at somebody. They're gonna do something that's gonna tee you off, and then next thing you know, you don't like that person no more. Just one thing he did, and you hold that against him and start hating him from that point. See, this is how we get caught up in the flesh. Yeah. Right on. You ain't forgot that, is you?
Now I want you to read this. Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna get good,
Yeah,
man.
it's gonna get good. So you can see it. There's number 8. Who want to read number 8?
I'll read number 8.
Okay.
Number 8. The lower self is an illusion. That's what it's
Mm-hmm.
And will pass away. The higher self. It's a God, a man, and will not pass away.
Mm-hmm. The higher self is what now?
It's a God, a man.
God in man.
See that?
Tell me, where is yourself located?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because y'all speaking now.
Mm-hmm.
Where is self located?
How is it?
Is it outside or in the sky? Is yourself in the sky? In the clouds? What's self at? Okay, in spirit. What's spirit at? What's self at? What's self at? He ain't in the car. Hey, what's self at?
Let me go get it out the trunk of the car.
Right. He ain't in the trunk of the car. It's inside. Side well. Your body.
Come on, now you
Come
think.
on.
Now you go. And don't be afraid to say anything if it's wrong. Don't worry about it. This is what we go to, right?
Right.
You get it
That's
right.
the place. This
This
is
the place.
simulation.
This is school right here.
Right. Mhm.
Divine.
Mhm. And then great other was you do 6-4.
I sure will. The highest self is a human spirit clothed with soul made in the form of a life. See?
Yourself that we were just saying is located in man, in the flesh, is made in a certain form.
Sure is. Don't be mistaken when you look at me and see my body and it's covered all over with skin. That's a beautiful thing. It's flesh. Do it. Where did it come from? And that's the biggest organ it is, the skin. Cover the whole body, not halfway. Look how sweet that is.
How sweet. That's
But
magnificent.
But look in the mirror and see it, you don't think much of it. Made in the form of a life. Look at the clothes on the outer clothes on the body. Let's just talk about cloth a minute. Look at the breeches you got on, the shirt. You see what we do to cover the body with? See? Can you think of something greater than human flesh to being cloth? Look at it. With something, the soul. What lies in the soul? Seeing, tasting, feeling, hearing, touching, all that good stuff.
So
You wouldn't be able to operate if you couldn't taste nothing. You just everything you didn't taste. Can you imagine?
It's beautiful. We gotta keep that in reminder. To be mindful.
Yeah.
Because if not, we'll become mindless. If you don't know this, you become mindless. Full of desire.
Yes, indeed.
Number 5. Would you read number 5? There are 2 cells.
2 cells.
So how many you got? So tell me. Can you tell me the 2? Higher and lower. And you got some things on your paper that define them for you. So you can have something to think on. See, the more you think on it, the more powerful it is. This is how it grows through thinking.
Oh, yes. There you go.
What is a karma?
You know, like a car. You know, like a car. This your car. See how you can, you writing, you can go to the bathroom, you can drive with it.
Oh, yeah.
This your car right here. This is called the lower self. Remember you.
It's like you yourself is a clone.
Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're going to go into that, because if we ain't careful, we'll be seeking in the lower self. Everything in the lower self. When we talk about girlfriend, boyfriend, in arguments and problems, that's that lower self. See, we got to go to the higher self. We go to the higher self, the lower self. Because it's going to be in total control. Higher self is supposed to be in control of lower self. And see, and it's going to tell you what all lower self going to do.
So made the lower self is a matter of desires. It's a reflection of the higher self, which means it's clothed with soul, but it's not made in the form of the law.
We need to bring in number 11. What y'all think? What that lower self breeds.
Yeah. The lower self breeds hatred. See, this is what we were talking about?
We say haters.
Yeah. All that stuff, hatred. Do you know anybody, before I go any further, do you know anybody that hate other people for no reason at all? Can you think of anybody? Or hate you because of the color of your skin or the tone of your skin? Have you met anybody about and said anything to you about that? This is what it breeds. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder. Can you think of anybody being killed today or yesterday? What about the Palestinians and all this war going on? These are the people, and this is what they're doing in the lower self. Murder, theft, and everything that harms. There's many things, so many things to harm you.
That's what it's taught.
So many things to harm you. And that ought to tell you or give you a sign of who and the people you're dealing with when you see this. Of virtues and harmonies of life. And 12 said the lower self is rich in promises in what the politicians do. They promise you this, promise you that. But the poor in blessedness and peace, joy, fine gain, but give unrest, misery, and death. And if you observe the rich, they have a lot of pleasure going on, a lot of joy going on, a lot of satisfaction gained. But after that, what they always find, we're talking about the rich now, unrest, misery, and death. They can't escape it. You would think that once they get all the money, well, they can't find number pleasure. Don't work like that. Poor human being, if you ain't happy, you can't have no money in your pocket. And some of us feel just that way. But if we have life, we should be one happy camper when we wake up the next day and have it. If you don't have a nickel in your pocket.
on right now. The thinking has been indoctrinated.
Yeah, somebody else's.
So now you might be thinking about everything but yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is what we need to know. The first thing we need to know.
Knowledge is self.
Yes, knowledge of self. Now, our ancients, we call this knowledge of self wisdom.
Mm. Mm.
This is very important.
Mm.
What we're talking about as your higher self and your lower self,
Mm-hmm.
this is over millions of years of collective experience, knowledge, and understanding that give us this great gift that we have. This is not nothing new. This is
the first thing it says the first thing to know is chaos.
the first thing to know.
Yes.
Knowledge is self.
You know what chaos means? Like the K is
Abbreviation. So we'll put that down.
Very good. Better write that down.
This is what's called divine law.
Yeah. And you notice in school, they don't teach you this. They teach you, ask you what you want to be. And so now you look up, you're a young teen or adolescent, you look up and you see famous football players, famous basketball players, famous baseball players, or maybe some famous rapper, or some doctor, or some scientist. They in school they ask you what you want to be. Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to be a doctor, a football player, or a fireman, or a technician? This ain't got nothing to do with knowledge itself. They're sending you to an outer world. This is what they're doing to you, but you don't realize it, especially at a young age. I mean, they had me off that.
That's why this word at the very bottom is very key. It sums up what they mean by. Anybody can say that word. I need y'all to say that word. The bottom. Wisdom.
Don't be afraid to say it.
What is wisdom?
Yeah.
Knowledge of self. Now we're going to make it real easy. This is why it's called wisdom. Read that as I type it.
Wiser. Look at it.
So big. So now, this is what we have. Everything in your life, you either get wiser. You shouldn't say the word smarter. Let me show you.
You know it.
Yes,
You know where
sir.
you
Oh,
find
this
the
will blow his
origin of
mind.
Oh, you think so?
Oh, this will blow
you
your
know where you
mind
find
now
the
about smart.
etymology. Yeah, no, the etymology of the word. It's a type of dictionary, not just a regular Webster dictionary. This is where you get the origin of the word. Where it comes from.
Right on.
And I was write that word down just in case y'all don't know.
Yeah.
But looking at
Now we're going to learn what smart is. Uh-oh. They say he's smart in school. He's smart.
This is why you don't say smart, that you smart or I'm smarter than you.
Yeah.
You see what smart means?
Somebody read it.
Don't forget.
Don't.
Where
There you go.
where it
Thank you,
comes from.
Shay. Thank you, Shay. See that?
That's where it comes from.
See that?
So
What do you speak? Do you speak? Okay.
see, but you Moorish.
See?
So keep in mind when you see English, that's a language. So when you speak in a word, that's a language.
Yeah.
And when you're just speaking it and not knowing the etymology of the word,
Good. Right on.
That's indoctrination. That's the whole point
Right
of
on.
circling it back too.
Right on.
So instead of using smart, see, we don't use smart because that's an indoctrination.
See that?
We use wiser because this represents wisdom.
That's good.
Being wise or dumb. Someone who is wise, getting wiser, they respect knowledge.
That's right.
Someone who getting dumber, they worship ignorance.
That's right. That's right.
Which one are you? You got
That's
two selves.
That's right. That's right.
You got
That's
to
right.
make a choice.
That's right. And see, and when remember what that other lesson we were saying, honor thy father is part of the law. When your parents ask you to do something, you can't do something that's right. You know what? I won't tell me one of y'all anything that's wrong. I got on y'all. I'm trying to keep it. I made it early. I didn't know I'd be wild. Wild big people. Keep going on that. Whatever it is.
Yeah, he was saying when he was earlier in class to tell me it was a great law. It's the that will make you wiser.
That's right.
If you are younger, then you won't.
On them. That's correct. You won't hear nothing they tell you. You'll hear. You do just the opposite.
Okay, so let me know if y'all remember this. Uppercase and lowercase. Which one's which?
Which one is yours and which one is
The first one uppercase, and then the second one lowercase. So what that means? One is a big S, one is a little s. One small. What the two S's mean? So you got a capital letter.
That's right. You got a small.
And you got a small letter. We call that what? The big letter is what? Your higher.
Higher.
Your higher what?
Self.
Your higher self. See, then you can be your the lower self. The lower self. So you got to understand this. The words are spelled out certain ways. So you don't spell your name like that. You spell it with a capital.
Everybody's name start off with a capital. There's a reason.
See, we don't spell it. With a lowercase.
Look at that.
So what does the uppercase mean? Yeah, how you say it.
Right on.
See, that's who you supposed to be in life when you walk out.
Yeah.
When we shut down,
Yeah.
we ain't got much longer.
Yeah.
But as we keep shut down in this, so now we're gonna bring that in. This is when you might have heard this. Yeah. Wow. Would you read 16 for us? And would you read 17 for us?
Yes, I say walk of the spirit. And you shall. You shall. That's what it is. You shall. Why they put white?
Because it's old English.
You shall not
Fulfill.
Okay.
So
See that? You see the lust of it? The lust of the flesh. Now y'all young, both of y'all. Have caught up in the flesh. You might have a girlfriend that you like, and this is what they call caught up in the flesh. See, we got to bud that. What if she might not want you no more? And now you're gonna be hard and hurt and everything, and you might want to start thinking of harming yourself just because you can't have it. Don't think like that. Rise up above that because that's flesh. You got to be about a law business. That's how you say.
Spirit. Now walk in the spirit.
Right on.
I was right there. Now walk in the spirit. And you feel the lust of the flesh.
Is anybody reading?
that song. It's going on here. Called spirit, and the other one flesh. So we gotta be talking about two things. We're talking about two cells.
Two cells, high and low.
So one of these will be the higher self, and one of these will be the lower self.
Yeah.
One is it? Which one is which?
On number 16, where it says, walk in the spirit, you should not do the lust of the flesh. He's saying, which one would be higher self, which one would be lower self, out of spirit.
No.
Think about it. Think about it. When you think about it, out of all that we know, as all the things we're talking about today, is the spirit good or bad? Lust of the flesh. Good or bad? Y'all know what lust is?
Good question. Whole English.
And remember the body of desires.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Write that down.
the car.
Everybody jump in the car, boy. The
Right,
car
and
get
the
'em there
desires
quick.
get to going.
They get them there quick.
Now do you see the game?
Yeah. Oh man.
You
Yeah,
just
why
said
they
it.
made these cars so they can get there.
That's why we ain't went nowhere. We got cars, but why we ain't went nowhere? See, because it's a part of the whole non-spiritual thing.
This is what you were talking about. You were talking about when you saying you wake up and you go to eat.
Yeah.
Your sensations.
Mm-hmm.
It's your body that has these sensations, these anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of you saying, I'm not hungry, my body's hungry, my body has anxiety. Going back to what you were just saying
Mm-hmm.
about fulfilling, not fulfilling the lust of the flesh. The flesh, the sensuous after the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
If you walk in the spirit.
Mm.
That's right. So we just said on number 7, the lower self, the carnal self, the body of desire.
There you go.
That's the lower self. Anything lust.
Mm-hmm.
Modern time, when you hear lust now, like when you hear people say lust, they think about sex.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Yep.
It's very
Yep.
Okay, number 17 on you.
For the flesh, lust.
Mm-hmm.
Because the pronunciation.
Mm-hmm.
Against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh.
Mm.
Contrary.
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 From one to the other. So that,
You.
See that?
Mm-hmm. See, now, if something is against something, y'all play sports. Don't you have to go against it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the same thing. Your spirit
Mm-hmm.
against the flesh. The lower self is the flesh. The higher self is the spirit. You inside of the flesh. See, so that means the flesh go against, which is yourself inside. So a woman might do something opposite of what yourself wants.
Yeah.
See, that's a part of the spirit against the flesh.
what else like this one, Ephesians 6. Box up over
Six as well. Oh, Ephesians.
I have a book.
Yeah, you have to read that on the book of the streets.
Yeah, man, you want it.
And that would be for you to read. Mm-hmm. That's no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here's a
That's why it's for him. Good awareness.
man. He's a rapper.
Flesh and blood. Before we wrestle, flesh and blood, but against principalities, principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness, of this world, against spiritual wickedness.
See?
Mm-hmm. That's what we're talking about, spiritual.
Mm-hmm. And it's not a coincidence that Capitol Hill is called Capitol Hill because when you up about a hill, you're talking about high place. And this where they at. to mislead you.
And what this
The darkness of this world, the rulers.
It's come out of the Bible, Ephesians 6.
Ephesians 6:12. Write that down and you can find it.
For we wrestle not people, but against principalities,
Mm-hmm.
against powers,
See, and that's the indoctrination.
the indoctrination,
Mhm.
against the rulers of the darkness of this world. People are trying to control you,
Right,
enslave you,
right,
against spiritual
right.
Against your will.
That's right.
So that's why Islam,
Mm-hmm.
Islam,
Mm-hmm.
is here to protect all.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to go back.
To the wrapping part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And see, and then Alex, you got to keep this in mind. Much bigger than just wrestling another human. It is telling you about these other wrestlers. Not just you competing against a guy. But there's a higher force of principality going on here.
Mm-hmm.
The root of darkness. When he's talking about dark, the evil people do. In high places and all this stuff.
And then this is also not just outside of yourself, but yourself. It's like it's talking about these lustful desires
Mm-hmm.
and being able to walk in the spirit and not in the lustful flesh. This is that too. The lust.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta wrestle against those type of
Right. If you thinking bad thoughts,
Yeah.
that's wicked.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead.
Use all your options.
That's right. So you don't let it forget it. So you have it. That's right. That's how you do it. Hmm? This thing is bigger than big, buddy.
You want the Bible to take a picture of it?
Hmm?
You
get it?
That.
You
Yeah,
get it?
it is another good way. Mm-hmm. Now we done went through all of that. Now
Look at this.
we finna come to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Assalamu. Look at
this is what you need to know what it means.
mm-hmm.
This is gonna be your salvation, your protection,
Mm-hmm.
by night and by day.
Day. Mm-hmm.
Yes, indeed. So we just be able to see what this is what the law, the spirit, and the way. This is what brings it about on number 54.
Instead, Islam is first a devotion to self-knowledge and self-restraint, to honor God through your own good works and virtuous life.
Mm-hmm. Look at that. Virtuous good words and a virtuous life.
If you don't want to be
Self-restraint.
under the doctrine of indoctrination,
Mm-hmm.
this is why Islam
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
see how it rhymes? wisdom, Islam.
Beautiful.
So, what Islam means? See, what can anybody put it together? Mm-hmm. It's on the screen for help. Mm. So so when you're a basketball player,
Devotion.
when you're a basketball player, you devoted to what?
Basketball.
When you're a wrestler, you devoted to what?
You know, wrestler, see it?
See, if you're a rapper, you're an athlete, a baller.
Yeah.
So, but when you say Islam, this is someone devoted to self-knowledge.
Mm.
See, and self-knowledge is how you don't get in no trouble. How to never not get in trouble again is through self-restraint.
Thank you.
When you don't get in trouble by self-restraint, that's how you honor God. What God is, look at your notes. What's God? Or do y'all know with your mind? That's right now, but we wrote something else more specific. So when you hear the Father, because the Father come out the culture.
It's about fire.
What God is that you wrote. Let's see, can you find it? 4:20. It was John 4:26. 4:24.
God is a spirit.
God is a spirit.
They worship the spirit and the truth.
There you go. So honor spirit. This is how you honor spirit.
See that?
And your virtuous life.
Thank you. Obedience. Doing the not giving your sin in trouble. This is good work.
Homework right here. Number 14. This is homework. If I were to ask you, I want y'all to say to study.
That's the true homework. That's the true homework. That's the real homework.
The homework, that's that true homework you should.
Just to tell you that they take you after school, you will have a lesson that you gotta go home and learn. And to the class, you ready to go. Y'all should be into that now. I've graduated from that.
That's right.
Homestead.
Yes, if you was to ask me what is homework, homework is study myself.
And what have you studied?
And you said yes. What is my homework next? Study yourself.
Because there's so much about yourself.
First is a study self. Then after that study, you study yourself, your two self. And that's homework. Got no questions. We're going to get out of here, so we're going to get the day going and going. Okay, is it what y'all know about Martin Luther King? Because have they indoctrinated y'all with MLK?
All white, Southern red, shoot the black.
Oh.
Have y'all took a moment to look at this picture?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you get done with class, y'all took a moment to look at the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Those.
Nobody pay that no mind.
That's where we get all the writings we're reading about.
Some of that. Remember I read some of that.
Yeah, you did.
You did.
Martin Luther King Jr. was up there. It's more prophets. It's more great prophets that you need to know about. They only teach you about. They indoctrinate about it. But it's not.
So yeah, we're gonna close in the name of the divine creator. Allah al-Sufi. Salam, salam. Wadu.